Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at Kartana in the Open Master League. This Pokemon is insanely low ranked on PvPoke. While it has a lot of CP as you see here as well, and it's a Razor Leaf user as well, which you see already in Open Great League a lot of times. It's only ranked, I think, rank 114 or something on PvPoke, which is insanely low. This team as well is going to be very weak against Melmetal. Guess what I faced the entire time? Of course, Melmetal, which is very rare to see in higher ratings. Did a coaching session even before I played my battles here, and they encountered 1 in 15 battles, so like, yeah, very lucky for me of course, but still, very interesting team here. We're going to have the Lugia as well here with the move Aeroblast and Sky Attack, the Apex variant of it, and we have our Dialga, which will be able to catch a Rock Slide onto the first match here already. Palkia comes in, Palkia can go for its Awkward Tails if they want to. Doesn't really matter too much for me, as I will be able to farm them all the way down here. This team is going to be very interesting. I tried to use Kartana already last time the Master League was available and tried to make a video about it, but I only won like 2 out of 20 matchups or something. And I didn't really have any expectations for this time as well here. Like, I was like, yeah, okay, it's most likely not gonna go too well. I actually went 9-6 with this team, which is something that I didn't expect. I didn't expect to climb a rating with Kartana in the Open Master League, but actually this team worked out pretty well. I think the main difference here is for me that I used Kartana in the lead, and I think this is something that works better than as I used it in the bag, because I used it in the bag the last time I tried it out and was like, yep, this Pokemon is pretty bad. But in the lead it was actually pretty fine, because you were able to win so many matchups in the 2-shield scenario thanks to the insane damage of Razor Leaf as well as Night Slash as well as the Leaf Blade. You have a very decent move combination in general on this Pokemon. It is insanely squishy though. It is a complete glass cannon here, as you're going to see the Side Strike resisted, going to do 60% of your health, but it's still a lot of fun to play. Now it's going to be an interesting matchup here against the opponent. We're going to see Groudon against me. And I'm going to call the Fire Punch here first turn, which is very, very important for me. Of course, the opponent can now spam those Fire Punches, but it's going to allow me now to just go ahead and go for Iron Head and try to knock them out here. But I should be able to outspeed them before they can go for 2 more Fire Punches. They're still going to get to 1 more Fire Punch, but they didn't even throw it yet. So this is going to be an easy victory for us, as this Iron Head is coming through, going to be able to get the knockout. We try to farm down. They're still going to be able to knock me out here, but Kartana can just finish up this next game. Let's take a look at the next one. We're going to see the worst possible lead. This was actually the first game that I played, so I made a screenshot of it, because like literally getting in the first game, playing a Steel and Grass type Pokemon, getting first game Ho-Oh in the lead was a lot of fun. Honestly, best experience I can definitely recommend to your friend. But otherwise, you're going to see here the Dialga coming in, has to take an Aeroblast. They're going to shield this move up, so we're going to get our shield back at least. And they're kind of forced to go for Draco Meteor here, because otherwise I still should be able to go for an Aeroblast, I feel like. Let's take a look at this one. They're going to go for the Draco. That's okay for me. I can go ahead and go back into my Kartana. Looks like a weird play first, but they have a lot of energy still. I want them to get rid of the energy, so I can swap now into my Dialga, which doesn't have to shield and gets a ton of energy themselves, but it's still not really looking too good. While the matchup against Lugia is okay-ish for us, it's still not really ideal, because they still of course have the Ho-Oh in the back there. We still can go ahead and go for the Draco Meteor first, and now we're gonna go for the Iron Head, which is going to allow us to knock them out here most likely. But still they're going to have the Ho-Oh here, and the Ho-Oh going to even put us into a range where they can just farm us all the way down. We're kind of forced to catch a charge move here onto our Kartana, which I'm actually not going to do, because I thought I can still get to a 1 charge move with it, but yeah. Should have tried to catch a charge move instead. That was my only player winning this game here. But sadly, this didn't work out, so yeah, good game there. Next opponent, finally a very good lead for me though. We're going to have the Kyogre in the lead, but they're gonna go ahead and go into their own Dialga. Maybe should have played it out a little bit differently here, because now the opponent going to be in a range where they can go ahead and just knock me out, I guess. But I can go ahead and go for my own Iron Head here, which either forces the shield here, which it actually does, which is going to be okay for us, or would get the knockout as well. But as you can see here, we can go ahead and go back into our Lugia, which can now get a ton of energy. And Lugia with a ton of energy against a Kyogre is still a pretty decent matchup for us. Draco Meteor gonna get shielded, which is going to be very nice for us. We have a lot of energy stored right now, and we can go ahead and go into our Kartana here right now. Kyogre comes back in, and Togekiss comes back in. both of our fast moves are resisted. We're going to have the basically fast move beatdown of the Master League with Charm against Razor Leaf, which is kind of hilarious to see. But what we're going to do here actually is, we're going to go ahead and shield this move up. We will be able to take now the next fast moves still and get to a Leaf Blade against the opponent, but also see how much damage the Razor Leaf does against the opponent's Kyogre. It is insane. We actually can still put them into the yellow health, which will of course put them also into range for one Aeroblast, and this Aeroblast is going to knock them out here. Very nicely played there for me, as I was able to just, still win this game there after losing the switch advantage, which was very nice. Horrible lead again. Giratina, and as said before, I think I encountered in my first 12 games 6 Melmetal, which is honestly brutal. Honestly, it's very rare to see Melmetal in like higher up elo ranges right now. It's, I think, more common in like lower ones because it's one of the easiest Pokemon to get for the Master League, but I really rarely see it like in higher elo ranges. Just because I think Melmetal is going to be way better than the upcoming season, by the way, because it has the new move Double Iron Bash, which is going to help it out quite a bit. But in the current season, it is still kind of awkward because, you have to basically power up a completely new one if you want to have this charge move, and otherwise you're kind of screwed because you are basically, you cannot elite TMN right now. You have to wait for the next season. Here we're going to lose as well against this opponent. There's also not a lot that I can do here. Speaking of not a lot that I can do here, Giratina in the lead and not ideal. We swap out and they're going to go into their Dialga immediately as well. Don't know why they wanted to swap out here in the beginning, because they have a very favorable matchup for them in the lead. So I don't really know why they swapped into the Dialga immediately. They are running Thunder, which is really bad for me. I'm gonna go ahead and go for the bait here. Let's take a look. They are not going to shield, which is really bad for me. But I can still go for another charge move. Maybe they're going to shield this move up here. But nope, they're not going to shield this one either. And at this point of time, this game is basically over. Honestly, like we are so far behind. We are 2 shields down. We have basically just one answer for the opponent. And like, this Pokemon is also so difficult to beat for me because I don't really have any pressure for Togekiss because our fast moves are resistant on all Pokemon. I'm forced to go into Kartana. And at this point of time, they're gonna go for the Flamethrower and knock me out. So we are basically done here, right? I can go ahead and go into my Dialga though. But I have to play it risky now. I really have to play it risky here right now at this point of time. They're gonna go ahead and go into the Giratina. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go straight for the Draco. I'm not caring. They have a shield. They can just shield this move up and win. But they didn't. And at this point of time, I feel that I still have a chance of winning this game here. And we're going to try to take this chance of winning this game, as we can go ahead, go for the Iron Head, swap out immediately, go for the Sky Attack here. And the Sky Attack, it does not knock them out, but gonna put them into a range where I can just farm them down with the Dragon Breath of my Dialga. And so we kind of completely got walled there, but still kind of came back for whatever reason. Don't know how, but honestly, I will take that gladly. We're going to see another Giratina in the lead, really bad for us. But we're going to get out now the Excadrill. Excadrill loses matchup in the Zero Shield scenario as far as I see it. Or at least we're going to put them into a range where we can farm down in the Zero Shields there. But here we would be able to now go ahead, let this move go through. 2 moves are not enough to knock me out and not even quite like close there. But we can go ahead and go for the Sky Attack spam. Sky Attack will allow us to get the shield here because the opponent was of course expecting us to go for the big move there, trying to knock them out there, but no, we are not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and go for the big move now. Aeroblast coming through. Let's see if they want to shield this one up, or do we get 2 shields? We're going to get 2 shields from the opponent, which is going to be very cool for us because Dialga in the 1-2-0 shield scenario basically beats nearly everything in the current meta, I feel like. So we're going to let this move go through. We're going to get rid of the hardest answer for Dialga already with the Excadrill, which is really nice for us. We know that the elite is going to be weak against us. And now we're going to see the Zacian coming in. This can be a little bit of a trickier one, but I'm going to let the first move go through here. It's going to be a Play Rough coming in here, which is going to be okay for us. We can let this move go through and we can go ahead and go for one Iron Head. They're just at 1 charge move at this point of time, and they're going to go ahead and go for the wild charge here, which is kind of wild charge. But we will be able to farm them all the way down, and this will allow us also to go for one Draco Meteor here, and it's just one-shots the opponent. Dialga, if you get it into a 1-2-0 shield scenario, this Pokemon is just going to town. Honestly, there's next to nothing that really wants to take any charge move from this Pokemon, so this is amazing. We're going to see a Dialga in the lead. We're gonna get the Ho-Oh out of here. I don't know why they didn't keep their Ho-Oh alive there for my Kartana, because it's completely wards Kartana, as well as going to just be able to farm all the way down. But I gladly take it. would also gladly take would be some damage onto the opponent here, but they're going to shield this move up instead, which I'm okay with because I can still go for one Sky Attack afterwards. On this one of time, my Lugia did its job, gonna put them close to the red health range, as well as going to be able to get a shield advantage, which we're going to lose eventually again with our Dialga, because we kind of have to keep our Dialga healthy, of course. But it's still going to be okay for us. Let's hope that they don't get the debuff here onto our attack, but of course they get the debuff onto our attack. We're going to see the Dialga coming in, and we're going to go straight for the Draco. No, we're going to go for the Iron Head. Never mind, we're going to not go for the Draco Meteor. We have to kind of try to get the shields. It didn't work out at all. I don't know why I didn't go for the Draco Meteor. In hindsight, I would have definitely went for that one. I can swap out, but yeah, this game is... honestly, like, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do here, really. I'm going to let this move go through. It's going to be a shit over. Like, I can just top left there at this point of time. Goodbye. Goodbye, opponent. Why do we get all the Giratina in the world right now in the lead? Honestly, I'm questioning my life choices here right now, but we're going to see the Dialga coming in here right now. We can go ahead and go for the bait first. Sky Attack coming through. Maybe they're going to shield this time around, and they do, which is really amazing for me, as I will be able to give them my shield back as well. But we should be able to put them into a range where I can just farm down after one Arrow Blast, which might be decent for me to realign my Pokemon. Let's take a look at this one. They're going to let this move go through, and I get the boost as well. This is just a debuffed Iron Head here for sure, and I will be able to now go ahead and go up against this Giratina, trying to reach my Sky Attack. It didn't work out, but we already put them pretty low. And this will allow us now to easily farm down the opponent. They can go for one more charge move, but that's basically it. But in comes now the Groudon. I took a little bit to swap out here, which is not really the smartest idea that I ever had. Definitely a mistake by me. But we still did so much damage just with my Kartana there that you're going to be able to shield up the charge move here. We have a ton of energy still stored, but we also put the opponent, thanks to the boost, so low that we can just go ahead and farm them all the way down. There's no way in hell that they're going to be able to win this game here at this point of time. So it's going to be it for this one there as well. Good game there. Next opponent, we're going to see a Dialga in the lead. Not ideal for us again. We're going to have to swap out. We basically have to swap out in every single game so far. Getting completely watery again. Zacian going to be able to double resist our fast move, which is really not ideal for us because it's basically what does our main damage here, I feel like, on the Lugia together with the Arrow Blast. And you see me here going for the Sky Attack, because if they have something like Wild Charge here, we should be able to get 2 shields from the opponent again, which can be very beneficial here, or we will be able to realign our Pokemon later. Let's take a look at this. We're going to get the first shield, we're going to get the second shield here most likely as well for this one if they shield up the first one already, and they did, and this is going to be an interesting one now. Because they're going to go ahead and go for the Wild Charge, I will be able to go for the Kartana farm down, but they're actually going to go ahead and go into the Giratina. And what we see here right now is something interesting. I'm going to shield this move up. And now I have a move start on my Kartana, and this will be an interesting one, interesting asset for later on, because if I have a Pokemon that's a little bit lower for the opponent, I still should be able to just knock them out with the Kartana. We are low as well with our Dialga in general. We have to go for the Draco Meteor immediately against the opponent's Dialga, but this puts them into a range where I can just farm down with even the Kartana, but also with my Dialga itself. And now the opponent might still have their Zacian, but they would be forced to throw. They didn't throw, and even if they did throw, I still had the Leaf Blade in the bag, winning us this game here. So coming back from a really horrible start there is very nice to see. An okay lead for once. Like, it's not, like, of course ideal, but you see already Razor Leaf is chunking. Like, Razor Leaf is a strong charge, a fast move there. I want to say charge move, but like literally just charge move damage. I'm going to keep one charge move here stored onto my Kartana as well, which I could have thrown, but I don't really want to throw right now because still I can get them pretty low here with our Lugia. I'm going to shield this move up. It's going to be a Draco. I'm now 2 shields down, but I'm fine with that one, to be fair. Can go ahead, go for the Arrow Blast, get the shield back, which is also okay for me, as I can now go ahead and go for a Sky Attack. As a double debuff, they cannot knock me out here. There's no way that they can knock me out, even with a Draco. It is not going to be enough, and it's going to be enough though for me to put them into a range where I can farm them down now. Because their fast move is doing basically no damage, being 4 times debuffed, we will be able to farm them all the way down. We can even go up against the Excadrill, go for a charge move here. Let's see, they're going to let this move go through. It's very low at this point of time, and we can even farm them down before they can go ahead and get to a charge move, allowing me now to go into my Dialga, forcing the shield from the opponent here, as I can go ahead and go for one Iron Head. we're gonna get them super low as well. Shadow Ball going to two-shot us, but it doesn't really matter to us. They're gonna get to 2 Shadow Balls, but this is why I had a move start onto my Kartana already. Kartana will be able to now knock them out easily with 1 Night Slash. As we see the Omni as a wind coming through, going to knock us out. We don't really care too much about it. We would have won CMP against the opponent easily as well, but this Night Slash is going to be enough to finish up this game here. It was actually someone from my friend as well, didn't even know that, didn't even know the name, so congrats to making it into the video while getting destroyed by Kartana. But yeah, good game there. We're going to see the Dialga here against us as a Say-Stop again. What a surprise. Very common Pokemon is a Say-Stop against the Lugia, but we will be able to shield up the correct move, which is really important here. If they go for Iron Head, it's going to be kind of rough to come back from it. But they went for the Draco Meteor, which can be very nice, but still will allow them to get to another charge move here because I went for the bait twice. But they didn't decide to throw that one. I think they wanted to try to go for another Draco Meteor, which they don't get to, but they would have got to an Iron Head there, so that's okay for me. I can still go for another Arrow Blast here, though, against the opponent's Ho-Oh. And let's see if I can get the shield. I do get the shield this time around. They're still forced to throw here. I'm going to have to let this move go through, and it's basically all on the shoulders of my Dialga. Let's take a look what they can do here. Like, they're going to stay in for a little bit, which is okay. I can go ahead, shield up the move. It's going to be the Sacred Fire for sure. But we will find out that they're gonna get the attack drop. And this attack drop is actually really, really bad for me. Because if this attack drop didn't happen here, I think I might have put them into a range where I can farm them down with Kartana at this point of time. But turns out they are not in that range anymore, and they have a Zekrom in the back anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much anyway. So that's going to be it for today's video. We're going to end this video on a loss, but still I had a lot of fun playing Kartana. Worked out so much better than the last time I wanted to try it out, which never happened to be a video because it just didn't work out at all. So yeah, this is going to be it for this one. Hope you enjoyed it one. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.